Right. Hopefully everyone has MLS login capability. I hope. Well, you have MLS login, yes? You have MLS login?
I need to go get there right now.
You're gonna get on right now?
Yeah.
Great. James, hello, you ran here? You have MLS capability, yes? You, MLS?
Pardon me?
You can get on the MLS?
I believe I can.
Okay, great. MLS today.
It's good.
I'm gonna try to get on here.
Yeah, if everyone can log into the MLS, great. If you don't have an MLS login yet, then come along for the ride. Watch what I do. So just a real quick conversation about passwords. I hope everyone uses a different password for all the different stuff. I know it's a security thing. So there are password programs that you can like keep different passwords in. I use something. So I'm happy to share it whenever I see it or but I have a different password for every single website.
What is a password program? You said
A password program, just like a password keeper. So you could use, I think Apple has a built-in, they call it keychain. Yeah, so it's just something to keep all your passwords in.
Oh, interesting.
If you use keychain though, and you like log into the internet, you go to a bad site though, they can access your keychain.
Yikes.
That's
So,
where you have to be careful.
so I use an offline
Yeah.
program. But I shared my sync folder with you.
Mhm.
So sync, if you install sync on your computer, it's like Dropbox, but it's 6 gigs. So everything that you put in your sync folder, the reason I like sync compared to Dropbox is that everything is stored online encrypted. So when you drag a file or a folder into your sync folder on your computer locally, it encrypts first before it uploads. It stores the encrypted file. And then when you download something, it downloads the encrypted file and decrypts it locally. All really fast. I love that. I want everyone to log in. Everyone online logged into the MLS?
Yes.
I feel, it's horrible to say, but I feel bad when I die, whoever inherits like my password list is gonna have to go through so much stuff to like deactivate so much stuff. Maybe I should pre-hire someone. That's a crazy thing to think about. And I think about it because in this business, we deal with people passing away all the time. And I see families have to go through all their stuff. This just my password list is. Okay, member login. All right, so member login is going to be different for everybody. It's not case sensitive on the member ID, but it is on the password.
You on Elevate 90210?
Oh, yes. If you're not here,
Okay, I'm here.
you're here, you don't need to log into Zoom.
Okay, thank you. So I'm on the MLS.com.
Perfect. MLS.com, that's where we want to be.
All right.
Okay, I'm there, but I gotta get to
Okay,
The true cloud.
yeah, so if everyone logs into the MLS, the first thing I want to make sure that everyone has done on the MLS is create a header. This is really important.
Yeah.
So I'll take you there in 1 second. I just want to show you what a header is. So if I do a quick search, I'm just gonna do it. We're gonna do this together, but I just want to show you something. It's a single family. Active Beverly Hills. I just want to show you something. So whenever we look at a property that we send to our clients, if you don't have a header, this is how it's going to look to your client, like that. If you have a header, then it's going to look like if you have a header, it's going to look like this. It's going to have your name at the top, your company name, your email, your phone number. This is what you want to send your clients, something with your name on it. You can also put your picture on it. So I'm just going to show you how to do that.
Exactly where.
Okay, so what we want to do is from the homepage, or from wherever you are in the MLS,
I'm trying to get back to out of that for some reason, like
you just want to log into the homepage. That's all you want.
Safari is in a.
So we'll get you logged in. But everyone who's on the MLS right now, just go to profile, listing headers. And if you click on listing headers, that'll take you to this page where you can create a new custom header. Create a new custom header. Now, when you create a new custom header, you'll be able to choose from tons of options. If you want 4 lines of text, 3 lines of text, if you want no photo, your photo on the right, your photo on the left. So I just want you guys to take a second and do that, because hopefully you have a headshot that you can add to it. And so I want you guys to play with that. So my header is I have a 3-line with no picture, but you can absolutely put your picture. I put my name on the top, Keller Williams, Beverly Hills, 2nd line, and then I put my phone number and my email on the 3rd line. And to separate my phone number and my email, I use the stick, which is a nice separator. It's above the enter return key on your keyboard on the right side. If you press shift, that's what I use to separate my phone number and email address. Okay, so you're at CAR. It's okay. It's okay. We're just gonna go. Let's get the next. You like to use Safari?
Yeah.
Speaking.
Okay.
Yeah, I got
Click on this number.
It's-
We're gonna do a new window. And then we're gonna go to the MLS.
you got magic
I
fingers.
do.
How'd you get the Vesta?
How do we do what?
You're at Vesta Plus?
Vista Plus.
Yeah, that's what I say in the corner.
Yeah, up in the upper left.
Vista Plus. Oh, that's,
So I go to profile.
if you click on that Vista Plus, should take you just to the homepage or the login screen. But where we want to click is profile. If you click profile, then
Go to headers.
go to headers. Profile headers. Do you have a header?
Nope.
Oh, you got it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are you online?
yeah, I am. MLS.com, got a pretty picture, but it doesn't say profiles.
Oh, from the top menu, click on profile and then listing headers.
Okay, I got select a header.
Select a header. Then you're gonna select either a 3-line or a 4-line with a picture, without a picture. Okay, so what you're gonna do now, you're gonna create, oh, you have one. You have one. So press edit. Let's just see what it looks like. Okay,
So
perfect.
that was a real,
That's okay. Do you want to change it? You can change it now. And then you can press center if you want it to appear in the center. Yeah. That's okay. This is important.
Yeah.
Because this is so important is why we're spending time on this. Because when you guys email your clients, you're gonna have your name on it. If you don't do it, your name's not gonna be on it.
All right, cool.
Okay, this is not the MLS. You want to go to the MLS?
The MLS.
The MLS.com.
So I have had one set, but I want to see
Okay.
that I'm
Okay.
doing right. So these are, I just clicked on a random.
Okay, so we need to go just to,
Oh,
oh, so we can see it. If we just go to, we'll choose it
Mhm.
and then we
I
will
wanna see what's-
check it out. with the-
Okay, cool. So,
You're
okay,
happy with that?
yeah. Is it too long?
I think it's good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's, it's really nice, actually. Really nice. I think you have the nicest pen right here.
I don't think. I
Do
know.
you s- oh,
You just get a login.
Yeah,
I'm sure I did.
okay, great. So, that's great. And then, so right now, everything is left justified. If you want to center it. Okay, yeah, you can center. Preview, let's see how loud it looks. I think so.
from this office, wish I
So we're
could.
gonna save it as default. And we're gonna call it default. So if you guys, enter your new information, when you can press preview to see how it looks. When you're done editing it, you're gonna save it as default. You're gonna type default and press save. So it'll be saved as your default header.
So,
You should, you changed yours. Yeah, good.
I just put office number, I put that on them.
Your actual,
That,
yeah. Okay. Want to see Keller Williams Beverly Hills? Because it's a big deal. We're Beverly Hills.
Yeah,
We are Beverly Hills. I would promote that. You're good. Okay. How long have you been with Jeff Yarborough Group?
I started in April
Okay.
and I just completed the place launch. now.
Okay.
So now I'm able to do a little bit more here.
Okay.
That was,
So Jeff is amazing.
yeah.
Jeff listens to his coach. He has a coach and he listens to him. I can't promote coaching enough. I mean,
Yeah.
coaching is. Yeah. You have your listing header?
No, I have David, so I don't want to mess with
Oh,
it.
you use David's.
Yeah.
Okay, so everything you sent says David at the top.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. James, how are you doing?
Yeah, not well.
Not well. Okay, let's get you situated.
Still working.
Okay. This is just so important. So,
Yeah, I got you.
okay.
Okay. They say-
I wasn't.
Agent ID is going to be different. That's going to be it starts with an X or a C.
Okay.
Probably a
Yeah.
C.
I-
Yeah, that 141 maybe.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
there you go.
All right, now is that, see, is this just?
This is your MLS ID. It's your MLS ID.
All right, let me just write that down.
MLS ID.
Your MLS ID is going to start with either an X or a C.
okay, when I get to that,
You don't need it because you're already logged in. You're good. That's your NERDS number. Your
oh,
NERDS number.
Okay, good, okay, so.
I gotta, didn't put the S in Williams.
So, okay, Beverly. Keller Williams. So we're just gonna, so let's just save it as default. We're gonna edit it. We're gonna edit it.
Okay, how do you do it on the same computer?
Yeah, well, not through, I just.
Center.
Yeah,
What's your name? Sorry. Nice. Yeah, I definitely don't know what I was like. It is marketing.
All right. How are you guys doing online?
Almost.
I'm good.
Almost. You're good? Okay.
So this takes effect immediately.
It takes effect immediately.
Okay.
So just when you guys save your listing headers, you're gonna save it. Type the word default. It doesn't need to be capitalized. It can be lowercase, doesn't matter. But you're gonna check that box as default and press save.
I don't have to do anything.
You don't have, you're good. You're good. You just want to save it as your default header.
Yeah, I took your advice, yes.
Oh,
I drove to the far end of the
very good.
planet to find this.
Very good. So when you guys go to family reunion or mega camp, you go and you attend classes that are being taught by agents that are selling 1,000 homes a year, 2,000 homes a year. They know this book. They can tell you what's on every page. You ask them a question and they don't even give you an answer. They say, page 82. Like they just read this book over and over and over again. This is
There's
as,
people who do like a call on that every morning,
yeah,
right?
right. Yeah, millionaire real estate agent. This is,
So read it numerous times.
I would read it over and over. As soon as I finish, start from the beginning. So
It's the Art of War. I read.
The Art of War,
10
yeah. Sun Tzu.
times.
What book is that?
it's called The Millionaire Real Estate Agent by Gary Keller.
Oh, I just bought that.
Yeah, he wrote the book on real estate.
Okay.
So basically, Gary Keller, when he started Keller Williams, he went and he investigated who the top agents were in the United States. And he went to each one of them that he liked and said, I'm preparing a book and I'd like to feature you in it. If you share your top sales success secrets with me, I will share with you what other agents are doing in their markets. So he initially approached people that weren't competing against each other, and they were more willing to share what they do. And then everyone, you know, it was good for everybody. So you share with me, I'll share with you what this person's doing. So pretty good.
So that's what I'm in.
It was
Now that you're
actually,
in, you're gonna go.
it's actually a used book.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I mean, you can find them. I mean, he sold millions and millions and millions of
Cost me
copies.
$13.
That's great, great deal. Okay, so you're gonna go to profile, listing header,
Thank
and then you're gonna choose a 3-line or 4-line.
Oh, got James Dean here.
James Dean. Okay, perfect. Let's see. Let's press edit,
All right. Great.
and then
Thanks for your help.
you're good.
I am. However, I want all this in the center.
So press center.
Oh, duh.
That's okay. Preview. Looking good.
Yeah,
Save as default.
probably did this.
You
last
probably
week.
did it. Save. For whatever reason, when you pull it up, it doesn't center it, but you're good. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know it was.
All right.
The
Does
MLS.
everyone have their header? Because super critical. Okay. Now, everything that you guys email to your clients will have your name on it. All right. So that was really important.
Rosario.
Yeah.
Rosario.
Okay.
Even if we generate a link or
Anything,
or just the PDF.
so if you anything that you generate that your client clicks on, when the end result that appears on their screen, whatever they're clicking to get to, is gonna have your name at the top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quickly, right after profile, what'd you say?
After profile, you go to listing headers. Listing headers,
Yeah,
and then you're gonna create a header. Create a new custom header. And then you're gonna select what kind of header that you'd like. There's the one that I'm using is 3 lines of text with no photos, the one that I'm using, but you can use any one you want. 3 lines of text without photos, the one I'm using.
We can edit this anytime.
Anytime, you can have multiple headers.
3 lines of text without photo.
That's the one that I use, and then And then I put my name on the top line. Keller Williams, Beverly Hills on the second line. My phone number and email on the third. All right. Okay, the first thing that we're gonna do when we comp a property is we need to know about the property that we're looking for comps to compare. So we need our subject property. Our subject property is the property that our client wants to write an offer on, or it's someone that says, tell me how much my house is worth, right? The first thing we do is send comps. So this morning I was, yesterday I was looking at, I had a client that called me and they said, I want to put my property back on the market for lease. Can you prepare a listing agreement, a lease listing agreement? So I said, yes. How much are we going to list it for? I'll send you comps. That's the progression. So I can prepare the lease listing agreement, but what price are we putting on it, right? And prices are changing all the time. Do you have your laptop with you?
I do,
Do you want to get on the MLS?
sure.
Yeah, let's do it. So that's the conversation. It all comes down to price, no matter what. Yeah.
Is this the client that they listed it and husband passed on?
No, that's I have a for sale listing that I had an accepted offer on, and mid escrow the husband passed away,
Oh my God.
and there's no will and there's no trust. So now the property has to go through probate.
How do you
So
split these screens?
what's happening?
Oh, I'm trying to split the screen so I could see your header that you had up.
Headers at the top.
I have,
So basically,
I'm on the header layout preview right now. So I've
Okay,
done the first two lines, and the third line was what?
the third line was my phone number and my email. Put your phone number and your email. Are you logged into the MLS?
Yes.
Great, let's see where you are. So right now I'm just talking about listing headers. So I want to make sure headers set, listing headers. Okay, no header. We're going to create a new header. And you can choose 3-line, 4-line. So right now you can choose with a photo.
That's for a listing.
This is for anything that you send from the MLS is going to have your information on it. So I'm just copying what I have real quick for you. You can edit this later. After class, I can work on it. So I would put your name on the top,
Okay.
and then your phone number and email on the third line. I will press center. So
Thank you.
let me know as soon as you're done.
All right.
All right, so again, just going back, no matter who you're working with, it all comes down to comps. If I'm taking out a buyer to see property, they're ready to see. So my conversation with the buyer is, do you like the property? Yes, great. Do you want to write an offer? They're asking too much. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about what the asking price is. We need to do comps. Everything is comps. And an agent, a seller can put whatever price. I don't know how they arrived at their price. The only thing that matters to me is, do I think it's worth what, or how much do I think it's worth? Every property has a price. You could show me the worst dog on the market, but it has a price. There's a price someone will pay for it, right? So you can walk into a listing and say, I'm not taking this listing, I'll never sell this. But that's not true. There's a price you could sell it, right? So how do we know? We have to do comps. So did you save it? Oh, no. Just want to make sure you saved it.
I pressed enter.
Okay, good. So we're gonna save it. So it's okay. We're just gonna default. And you can change this later if you want. Okay. So the first thing we need to do, now that you guys are all professional, First thing we're gonna have to do now is pick our subject property, and we need to research our subject property. So the first thing we're gonna do is look at the public records for our subject property, because we need to know, obviously, the address that we're looking at. We need to know the APN, which is the assessor's parcel number. And the reason that I suggest, I suggest you print, when you're doing this, I suggest you print the public records on the property so you have it in front of you. You're gonna need it for your file anyway. The APN is used because the MLS does have some glitches, and it may not find, if you enter a property address, it may not give you a result sometimes, it just happens. So I like to have the property address, square footage, right? I need to compare apples to apples. Our goal is to find similar property, comparable. So I need to find something that is similar, right, in size, land, and structure. Also, I'm also looking at how new or old the property is. If I have a new construction property, I'm not going to use comps for old construction, and vice versa. If I have a remodeled property, I'm probably going to try to find remodeled properties. If it has, I'm trying to find properties with a pool, if it has a pool. So I'm just really trying to get as close as I can for comping. In areas where there are tract homes like Palmdale or Victorville, you'll see areas that the homes all look the same. That's really easy to comp, very easy. But in LA, where homes are different, it's hard. Like, you can walk into a house in Beverly Hills here that it was really okay, it's just okay construction. And then you can walk into a house that's built like a yacht, where every single material is the finest in the world. So, you need to know what you're comparing. Also, if you're gonna talk to someone over the phone and they want you to come and tell them what their house is worth, that's a listing appointment. And you're gonna bring comps to your listing appointment, but you need to make sure that the public records match what's actually there. A lot of times on the public records, it says it's a 3-bed, 2-bath, and it's a 2-story, fully redone 5,000 square foot house now, and it just doesn't say that in the public records. So there's things I do, like if I'm gonna meet someone and tell them what their house is worth, and I haven't seen their house yet, I'm gonna pull up the public records on the MLS, and I'm gonna say, oh, by the way, the public records say, while I have you on the line, the public records say that your property is 3-bed, 2-bath, 2,400 square feet. Is that accurate? And they're gonna say, oh my gosh, no. We put a second story on, well, we did this, we did that. And then I also want to ask them, like, what upgrades have you made, just so I know, because I'm gonna be bringing comps to you, what upgrades have you made to the property? So, okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is search public records for our subject property. So does anyone have a property that they'd like to comp, an address? Great, yes,
Thank you so much.
yes,
So there is an off market
okay,
that
perfect.
I've been having lots of problems trying to figure out why, because of what you just
Are you
said.
sure you want to share this with all of us?
Yeah, it's going to go on the market
Okay.
in a month,
Perfect.
okay?
Are
And
you? You're listening?
it's my sister.
Your sister.
Unfortunately, they're going through a divorce.
Oh,
The husband doesn't want me to handle it.
okay.
Anyways, so now I'm trying to find buyers for the house. It's in Beverly
You can
Hills.
get a referral.
I have to talk to her about it.
Okay.
It's like a whole,
All right, it's your family.
it's a whole.
I get it.
So I can give you the address and
Yeah.
what you just said. My brother-in-law, when he bought the house, it was only 2 bedrooms, 2 bath.
Yes, so we got to see what's in the.
So now he has 4 bedroom, 3 bath.
Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is look at public records,
Okay,
because if they don't match,
it doesn't match.
okay, so let's.
Okay, so it's 305 South Crescent Drive.
Okay, so
And if anyone wants to bring me a buyer, I'll definitely take you in.
so the reason I'm just writing down, so I'm gonna be writing things down because I don't have a printer here to print the public records. But the first thing I do, so you guys should write down like my steps, what I do here. The first thing I do from the homepage is I'll go to search public records. And then I'll choose the one that says the MLS Realty X. Search public records, the MLS Realty X.
And why that one? What's Realty X?
So the Realty X pulls data. It's a more detailed public records than the MLS Pro. The MLS Pro gives really limited data. This Public Records Plus on the top in beta is really strange. I played with it for a little bit. I need to look at it more. I don't know. I just don't know why. It's strange. It's a little strange to me, but I'll have to put more time into it. I don't know. This MLS Realty X is the one that we're going to use. So I can show you the difference right now. So, okay, we're looking at 305 South Crescent. Just for the fun of it, I'm going to go to the MLS Pro, the one that we're not going to use, so I can show you what'll come up on that one. So this is a very familiar search to us, looking search. This used to be the only search in the MLS actually. So this is why it looks like the way it does. It's the default search from the MLS. So here we have an address 305 South Crescent. So I'm going to put a street number here, 305. Now this says exactly. If it says anything else besides exactly, it's going to give me a bunch of results. I'm looking for street address 305 exactly. And then street name is Crescent, Crescent.
Part of the interruption, I have a completely different view. I have a map of LA County, and a quick search. Did I miss a step?
I'm not sure. You might have clicked the MLS Realty X.
Yeah, that is.
So I didn't do that one. We can
Okay.
do this one. It's fine. We can do it. It's fine. So everyone, we can just do this. I just wanted to show you what was on the one we're not using. So, but
Okay.
this is the one we are using. So let's concentrate on the one we are using. So search public records, the MLS Realty X. This is the one we are going to use. And then I need to share that screen. Screen share. Okay. So this is what you guys should see when you click the MLS Realty X. And then I'm going to type the address 305 South Crescent Drive. So it pops up number 1. I'm going to select it. So you can enter any property there, and it should auto populate 305 South Crescent. Should auto populate. Once you get the address there, just press search. Now from this screen, you can search owner's name. I just want to show you real quick, like who's the guy that used to own the Clippers? Donald Sterling. Okay. So let's say, okay, so this says last or first corporate. So I'm going to type Sterling, comma, Donald. Just showing you guys what pops up here. These are all Donald Sterling properties. Boom. Okay, so if you want to try to find properties owned by somebody, that's how you do it. You want to find all properties owned by a certain company, this is where you would do it. Okay, so the address we're looking for again, 305 South Crescent, 305. We have a lot of information at our fingertips. We are a resource. We are a resource for our clients. And this is, you tell your clients, if there's anything I can help you in real estate, please let me know. And this is what you guys have access to that they don't. Okay, 305 South Crescent, search. All right, so now we're going to have the public records. What I usually do at this point is press the print button right there, and I'll do a quick print. That's what I'll usually do. And then I'll have that on my desk and I'll work from it. So there's a lot of things that I'm looking at on this sheet. Okay, Okay, now, the property was previously listed in the MLS. The last time it was listed in the MLS, it was listed as a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And this was in 2015 that it was sold. And at that time, it was it's on a 6,800 foot lot. That's a nice, really big, that's an oversized lot for Beverly Hills, actually. Most lots are 6,000 feet. Okay, built in 54, which is also kind of rare. A lot of houses are built in the 30s in that area of Beverly Hills. So interesting. All right, now if I scroll down and look at the information here, I'm going to have the owner's name. I see it's in a trust. So it says TE, there's a trust here. Knowing that it's in a trust, if I'm going to fill out if I'm going to make an offer on the property, or I'm going to sign a listing on the property, I need to go to title and see how the grantee is held. I need to see how title's held. So it's going to tell me who the trustees of this trust are, who's responsible for signing on behalf of the trust. I need to know the grant. I need to look at the grantee. So that's not this course. Right now, we're just doing comps. But that is something that you'll have to do if you're going to write an offer. Just to find out who the actual seller is, because right now it's in a trust, so it's an entity. The property is in an entity. So scrolling down here, here's the APN number, tax information, assessor parcel number. I want to write down the APN number because I'm going to need it later when we do our search. 4331 006 002. Okay,
The APN number.
that's the APN. So when you pay your property taxes, that's the number you're paying the property taxes. Okay, so coming down, characteristics. Okay, this is when I have the seller on the phone, this is what I'm asking. I'm going down to characteristics. I'm showing the public records. In public records, it says that your house is 2,664 feet. Is that let's see, a 3-bedroom. See, the tax record says it's a 2-bedroom and the MLS says it's a 3-bedroom. So the public records say it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. The last MLS from 2015 say it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So what do you have there? I'm asking. What do you have?
4 bedrooms, 4 baths,
4-bedroom, 4-bath.
and it's 3,700 square feet now.
3,700 square feet.
Now, there is it's not permitted,
Not permitted. Okay.
the addition, all the addition.
So, okay. Now in Beverly Hills, it's really, really hard to get work done without permits. Very, very hard. So there are people that get away with it somehow, but it's not easy. Like, even on Saturdays and Sundays when you're not allowed to do work in Beverly Hills, the city of Beverly Hills still has employees that drive around looking for people that are doing work. It's really hard to get away with. My wife got away with it. But we got what happened. We owned a house on Palm and my wife decided to redo the kitchen and she had a contractor that she said, I need you to do all your demolition in one day and have it in the backyard, nothing in the alley. So she had all this trash in the backyard. It got picked up in one day. She got away with it. And then we went to sell the house and the buyer said, we're in escrow, they're doing inspections. And the buyer says, I'm not gonna go through with my escrow without permits. My wife went down to City Hall and she begged them for permits. Someone came out, they looked at the work. I personally had taken pictures during the process, so I could show them what was behind the walls. As an accomplice, all right. Anyways, we did pay a little fine, we got away with it, but I'm just saying, it's really hard in Beverly Hills to put on an addition with no permits. That's like, no, I'm kidding.
But now, so I wonder how much will we be able to sell?
Okay, so whenever something's not permitted, we need to disclose it in when we sell the property. I don't know how, you gotta do it tactfully, like may not be permitted. I don't know how you gotta be careful. But we can't, buyer to verify permits, but there's no permit. I mean, you need to have a conversation, or there's gonna be in the disclosure. So there's gonna be a transfer disclosure statement that the seller fills out, seller property questionnaire. If the seller doesn't disclose it, you need to tell them, look, you need to disclose it. It's done with permit. Now, I'm always figuring out how to avoid an issue. So if, but also as an agent, I don't want to take responsibility for anything. So, whenever we quote square footages or anything, we always say where that information came from. So when we enter a listing in the MLS and we quote like a building square foot, it's going to say, where did that information come from? The owner, public records, assessor, builder, so we're selecting where the information came from. Just have to be careful. So if I'm talking to a buyer, I want to say I had an excellent contractor. He thought that we were pulling the permits as the owner of the property, because an owner can pull their own permits instead of the contractor. An owner is entitled to pull permits. I might say something like, we were going to pull the permits. We didn't. The contractor started the work. We just never pulled permits, So, but the contractor was under the impression that we did, right? Because the contractor doesn't want to lose his license, right? So that's how I would handle that probably. But now it's up to the buyer and the buyer's inspector to look at the work and make sure that nothing is a fire hazard. So we're going to see all the time garages that are converted to living spaces, right, without permit, all the time. We have something new called ADU, which is just a recent phenomenon, like past 5 years. Before ADUs, people were converting their garages into studios with bathrooms that were not permitted. The only issues, I'd say only, when you have something permitted, the city's inspecting it and making sure it's not a safety hazard. Right, when something's been permitted, the city was supposed to come out, inspect it, and make sure it's not a hazard. That's the advantage to having permits. It was done properly. If I was buying something without permits, my concern is just that I'm insured for it. If the garage burns down, if it was an unpermitted garage conversion and it burnt down and the house caught fire because of it, I want to make sure the insurance company's not going to wiggle out of paying the claim, saying that it was an unpermitted garage. That's all. My biggest concern is my liability personally, if something happens that the insurance company doesn't want to pay. That's my concern.
Also,
Right.
I would add, I bought a property where the ADU was not permitted, and it was rent controlled. And the city, when they come around to rent control properties and do inspections, will make you convert the unpermitted work back to what it was originally.
That's
Or-
also yes, that is also a danger. I do. So the city could say, put it back.
Why?
Because it wasn't done by permit.
Well,
It's supposed to be a garage, put it back.
okay, so let's say it was built in 74.
Yeah.
And we're now in 2023 and our technology is that much better. For example, just flipping a light switch.
Right now, we're in a kind of different situation because we have ADUs, which are allowed now. So it's a little different. We can get away with that particular situation now by hiring an ADU contractor and passing it off as an ADU. But it's on his license. Like, he's going to have to take responsibility that everything's to code permit. We're in a different situation now. How long ago was that?
This was 2018, but they said I had two choices, to either convert it back or get the permits. So I just went through the process and got the permits.
Oh, yeah. Okay, very good. Okay. Yeah.
Questions actually.
Yeah.
And if that addition was done without permit, only the owner is responsible or the contractor or both of them?
So the contractor should not be doing work without a permit.
Okay.
So
Of them.
I don't know, the contractor can get in trouble. basically. I think they can.
Okay.
I don't have a contractor's license, I don't know.
Yeah, but how do they know which contractor did the work?
So like I was gonna say to you, maybe have the buyer talk to the contractor that did the work, but that contractor may not want to talk to them because he did the work, he's gone, right?
And sometimes even the contractor doesn't have a contractor license,
Right.
so they don't wanna. And the second question is, if it was done with permit, you would see that here on MLS? The number of the bedroom, because
There-
she's saying it's 4 bedroom.
So we're gonna have to find comps now for a 4-bedroom, 4-bath. But we're putting a value on it,
Yeah, that's why. I
like
wanna
it's
see.
permanent.
So that's what you, what, that's. how you're
Here's the
gonna do it?
biggest question, when an appraiser comes to the property.
Yeah.
Are they gonna appraise it as a 4-bedroom, 4-bath? Because it's not permanent,
How will we know? I mean.
we don't
they
know,
won't, Right?
we don't know.
But they usually don't, right? They don't have.
This is an appraiser question, like I know that appraisers sometimes will not appraise non-permanent areas.
Okay, can they report that?
It'll be on the appraiser.
No, will they report it to the safety?
No, so, okay, in the purchase contract, there is, in the part of the purchase contract that allows a buyer to do their inspections. There's paragraph 14, basically allows a buyer to do investigations, it's the right of cancellation, but there is a paragraph, I'm not sure, I think it could be 14, it could be a different paragraph.
I think 13.
That allows a buyer to inspect. That paragraph says that a buyer cannot make intrusive inspections. You're not allowed, if you think there's like a moist wall, you're not allowed to punch a hole in it, put a camera in and look in behind it, see if there's mold. You can't make an invasive inspection, can't be invasive. That paragraph also says you can't call the city and report something. It protects the seller.
So the appraiser cannot do that either, right?
I don't know, the appraiser's not a party to the contract, so I don't think appraisers do that.
Okay,
I don't think they do, but the buyer certainly could get sued if they did. So I have heard about a buyer in escrow reporting to the city that the garage was converted without permits.
wow.
Because they thought they were gonna be able to get the seller to pay for
Oh.
either permits or putting it back while they're in escrow. And then the expense won't be on them. So they reported it.
And they got sued.
I don't know what happened beyond that. I just know that the contract says you're not allowed to do it.
So if you had a listing like this, would you do pre-listing appraisal?
I'm gonna do the appraisal. I'm gonna do my comps right now as it's a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 3,700 feet and worry about the appraisal later. But I am gonna call an appraiser probably and say, what do you do in this situation? I think I'll have an appraiser come in to help, but the next time we have something that maybe an offer class or a comp class or something, I'm gonna have an appraiser in. I'll announce it, or maybe we'll come in at the team meeting.
Will you put that on have them put that, there will be an appraiser, because sometimes, so we know.
Well, yeah, of course, no, it'll be an announcement to the whole office. All right, so basically from here, okay, more information on this public record. I can see the last time that it was listed was 2016 and it was an expired listing. But that was for a lease. Okay. So that was the last time it was listed in the MLS. I see here the last market sale in history. I always look at this. It tells me when the property was last sold or the last time it transferred title.
Sure.
What I'm looking at is I'm going now back through all these dates. This is called the chain of title. I want to see the chain of title, how it got to this owner when they originally bought the property. Okay, so I'm going back down to last market sale in history, and I'm looking for someone that is not this person. So here I'm finding a different last name completely. And it was a grant deed and there's a sales price. So I know this is when the property transferred to the new owner. And it was transferred to two people. Okay, and then I'm gonna go to the new 2018 grant deed and see what happened. And it looks like it was transferred into a trust at that time. And there's been a bunch of transfers, but basically S and A are the original people that bought the property. So we're good.
Why is it important?
I like, because I need to know who, for comps, it's not that important. It's not. But what if I'm writing an offer, I need to know who the seller is to put on my offer.
Okay.
And if I'm taking a listing, I need to know who's signing. If you are taking a listing or writing an offer and you don't have every person on title signing the listing or the offer to accept it, if one person is missing from that, you don't have a deal.
They can come in the middle.
It's not a deal. You don't have a contract. You need every single person on title to sign.
JJ, I know it's totally off the topic of today, but can you just say a word about, like, if it was a grant deed and then it changed to a quit claim deed? What does
Yes.
that mean?
A quit claim deed is not a, okay, so a quit claim deed releases your interest in a property. It releases the person's interest who currently may or may not have any interest in your property. I can write a quit claim deed from myself, JJ Wallack, on 305 South Crescent and record it. And it's just basically says, any interest I have in 305 Crescent, I am giving to whoever I'm granting it to. I can give interest to someone else, a total third party. We both have nothing to do with it, but it's just saying any interest I have, I'm giving away. Yes,
So they're doing that into the trust, right?
correct. They're
So-
giving their interest into the trust.
So then why is it their names that you're putting on the contract? Like the original names that you're going back to, or are you putting
Because
the trust?
I'm not just putting their names on the contract, I'm putting their names as trustee. They're signing as trustee on behalf of the entity.
And are you just assuming that they're trustees on it, like both of them, or?
I'm actually gonna go into title and look at the last grantee, this one. I can click on this and pay $5,
Yeah. Or
right?
you could get your,
It's gonna say $5, or I could just go to Clearmark Title and do it and get it for free. So I'm gonna go to Clearmark Title. But yeah, we're gonna put them as trustees. All right, so I can also see from this public record screen what is owed on the mortgage. And I follow this to see, if the property has equity or not. Do they owe more on the property than it's worth? I want to, if I'm dealing with a seller, I want to know that if there's any motivation for them to sell. If I see that they own the property in cash and there's no loan, there's no pressure on this person to sell this property. I'm always looking for a seller's motivation when I'm taking a listing. Is this something that they're actually going to sell for a reasonable price and they have to sell? If they want a high number, do I have a chance of getting a price reduction a month in or 2 months in? It's very important. So anyways, I'm gonna follow this. So I see here that the property was bought, it was recorded February 23rd, 2016 is when it was bought. Here is the same recording date, 2/23/2016, and there was a loan taken for 1.425. Now in 2019, there was a loan taken for 1.6, and that tells me that they refinanced and took some cash out. They took a loan for 1.6. That 1.6 loan paid off the 1.425. And they had a little extra cash, which they might have used for their illegal remodel. I don't know, I'm kidding.
Who knows?
Maybe, probably. Not kidding. All right, so now that we have the information that we need, we're gonna go back to the MLS homepage. Whoops. I just need to share the screen. Give me 1 second. Getting better at this. Okay, so from the MLS homepage now. So there's different ways of searching for property. If we just press the search button and we go to listings, This is gonna be our most common way to search for property, search listing. And then if you wanna search for houses, you're gonna press single family. If you wanna search for condos, you go to condos. Search listing land, search listing lease. And then you also have something here called residential cross property. That allows you to search for all different things at the same time. That's a cool one too. Right now, we're only searching for what's for sale or what's been sold. So we would go search listing. Let's just say single family right now. So I'm gonna go search listing, single family. Okay, this is a regular search, searching for property. Now, I'm just showing you, you don't have to write this down, I'm just showing you right now. If I just go active, area 1 is Beverly Hills. So right now, there are currently 68 properties in Beverly Hills, and I can press view listings. And it'll show me all the properties in Beverly Hills, and I can sort them by listing price. Okay, so 85 million is the most expensive property, single family. So I'm just showing you what this search result looks like. Search listing, single family. That's how I normally search. For the purposes of comps, we're not going to do that. We're going to go search CMA. Okay, this is how we're going to do comps. Search CMA. The difference between search CMA or search listing is that the search CMA one allows you to select your subject property, because we need to compare our subject property to the comps. So if I go search CMA, when I click CMA, it's going to pull up a screen of all the previous ones you've done. But if there's nothing there, it's okay, it doesn't matter. At the bottom in the lower left-hand corner, it says create new CMA. Right, so step 1 was press search CMA. That was step 1. Search, then CMA. And then the next step is create new CMA. Lower left-hand corner.
Excuse me, I have a question. I have done a lot of CMAs so far, but none of them are saved here.
None of them are saved. Okay, I'll show you. That's a good point. Okay. It should save. So.
It says that there are no saved CMAs in the system.
Wow.
Maybe you've done a search list. Honestly, JJ, I've been here for a year. Never, ever did I hear that I have to search like this. So I always went to find comps by the listing.
Right. So you've
This
never,
is awesome.
so you've never been able to have your subject property.
Wow.
So now, if you press create new CMA, you're going to get a pop-up window. Share it. You're going to get a pop-up window that says CMA wizard. It's not really a wizard, but we'll let them get away with it. Enter a name for the CMA. All right. Enter a name for the CMA. The name that I enter for my CMA is the property address. So 305 South Crescent Drive. It says enter a name for the client. I used to do this. I stopped doing it, and I have been entering only the address in that area. Just from my experience, if I start to put names of clients, it can get funky, because if I'm dealing with a divorce situation, I'm putting both names, one name, two people, you know, trust, like, I just put the property address. It just makes life so much simpler. Enter a name for the CMA, I put the address, and then select the property type. This is also important. After you do the CMA, it's going to ask you what type of property that you want to comp, because what you select here is going to be the only thing that you can search on your results. So I'm going to select single family because I'm comping single family, and then continue. It is strongly recommended that you not put blank spaces in the CMA.
You did single family, sorry.
Single family, yeah, I chose single family.
Thank you.
All right, did I lose everyone?
Yeah, you lost me.
I lost you?
I had to go completely out and come back in.
Okay, so let's just see where you are real quick.
Okay, these are the notes I was taking.
Okay, so we're gonna go search CMA. That's the first step. Search CMA.
So when I click.
So that takes you, and then you're gonna click the green button in the lower left-hand corner called Create New
All
CMA.
right, now where am I?
Now you're gonna enter a property up. You're in the wizard.
Okay, so what was the address?
For this example, I'm just using 305 South Crescent Drive. I'm gonna enter that in the address, and I'm gonna enter that also in the name area.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
The property type that I'm looking for is for a potential client. It is a single family home, but he many years ago built like an entertainment kind of guest house, more elaborate than an EDU. And I pulled up in the MLS, it says it's a duplex. Would that be under a single family residential?
If the property that you are trying to get a price on is a single family, then you want to search for single family. It's zoned as a duplex, right?
Yeah, here it says property type on that I printed up that we just did. And it says came up under duplex. I didn't know if that was like a different form.
So duplex means two residences. So, now so the ADU allows a second residence without being zoned as a duplex, basically. I mean, a property with a legal ADU is technically a duplex. Technically.
I mean,
You
they
name
don't
But
even
it's
use it as a duplex. It's not another.
with an ADU, but if you could, but this new ADU thing, you wouldn't have been able to do that before. Before ADUs, you couldn't do that. If you had a garage, the code in Los Angeles was you needed to have covered parking. You had to have covered parking if you were gonna put a shower in a garage. You couldn't convert a garage unless you had covered parking. So you would be able to get a permit to convert a garage into a guest house with a shower if you had covered parking on the property. So if you had a 2-car garage that you were converting into a guest house, you needed to have 2-car covered parking elsewhere on the property. That's how it used to be. Beverly Hills didn't have that requirement. You needed 2-car off street for Beverly Hills. But you'll see a lot of places used to be called rec room, and they would call it rec room because it had a bathroom without a shower. It had a toilet and a sink. And then after the permitting for the rec room, then they would come in and put a shower in without permit, basically.
Oh, you want to say CMA Wizard.
CMA Wizard, you're gonna put the address there.
Yeah.
And then another address where it says enter name for the client.
And
Put the address again.
address again.
Yep,
Okay, so address twice.
address twice. And then you're gonna select single family. All right, now this is the area where it's one of the areas, the reason I copied down the APN. Sometimes when you look up a specific property, so now we need to choose our subject property. Remember the difference between this and a regular search is we're choosing our subject property. So here it says step 2, add the subject property. So look up a specific property by MLS number, APN, or street address. And then here's enter an unlisted subject property if the property is not in our system. You don't have to worry about that one. Because there is going to be an APN. So look for a specific property is what we're going to check. We're going to click go on look up a specific property. Okay, now we can search by an old MLS number, the APN number, or the street address. So let's search by the street address, which is 305 South Crescent. I want to say I usually don't use identifiers such as south, north, west, east, or avenue, drive, place, circle. I'll usually just put Crescent I'll usually just put the street name.
If I hit continue after I type in the property type,
Property type, single family, and then hit continue.
and you hit continue.
So.
This phone recommended that you not put blank space.
Yeah, don't worry about it, it's okay. That's okay. So the zip on Crescent is 90212. Or you could put Beverly Hills in the city. When I press search, let's see what happens. Okay. Now, remember on the public records before, we saw that the last MLS entry was from 2016. And it was a lease. Remember that? So I'm going to try something else a little different here. Let me try this out. You know what? It only gave us 2 results on that. I'm deleting all that. I'm going to put the APN number that we copied down. 4331 006
I must be on a different page.
002.
By the way, you don't have to put dashes here.
Okay.
Easier.
All right. It's still only giving me 2 results.
Oh, you only gave me one.
So there, if you,
JJ,
is the box checked include public records?
Yeah.
Look up the specific property.
Okay.
Yeah, online question.
yes, what exactly are you looking for here? You said it
Right
only.
now, right now I'm picking the subject property.
Okay,
That's all we're doing, because our end result is going to be comparing our subject property to the comparable properties.
okay, so
So
if,
this is picking your subject property.
okay. And so the
That's it.
subject property is showing up in the 2 results, right?
The subject property is all of those. You're just picking which one. Right with dashes. So sometimes you'll have a lot here, sometimes you'll have nothing here.
Okay,
You're always gonna have the one that has no MLS number, because that's the public records.
okay,
And then every time it's been listed in the MLS, you'll have that option to choose that one.
gotcha.
If you're choosing an MLS, one, it's important to choose the latest one. Our MLS, the MLS.com, our member MLS, our numbering system is the year. So this is 2016. All the MLS entries from this year start with a 23. That's how our MLS works, but it's not how all the other MLSs work. They have different numbers. They start with an SR or a C or some crazy numbers that we can't make any sense out of. So I do want to use the latest information, because just like we don't know if the public records are accurate, I want to assume that the last MLS is accurate. So now we know the MLS is not accurate, and we also know that this is a lease. In this case, I'm going to choose the public records.
The first one.
I'm going to choose the first one in this particular case, because I don't want the lease information in my results. And I'm going to press continue. Okay, so all we did now is just we chose our subject property, and now it's time to find the comparables. I press find comparables and we lost the screen. So
Is it the same process if you are looking for rental comparables for
Yes.
a single family?
So
Okay,
it's the same exact process. It's the same exact process when after you pick your subject, or when you're naming your property, the bottom drop box is going to say what kind of property are we searching for,
Mhm.
and that's where you'll pick the lease instead of single family.
Gotcha.
Now, when we entered our subject property, the last step, how you doing?
Good.
It took us back to the regular search page.
I clicked search and it says no matches found.
No matches found. 305 South Crescent Drive, and that's why I said that I don't use Southwest or anything like that. Because sometimes it won't give you a result.
So you take out the drive.
Yeah. Maybe it doesn't like.
And it's doing the same thing.
It's not giving you a result. We're having some MLS glitches here, guys.
Maybe it's, did you enter the APN?
305 Crescent Drive. Let's take out the drive.
And some properties just
I
popped
was
up.
going to.
There we go. And you chose.
I chose the public record.
How do we get back to the wizard?
Back to the wizard. So we're just gonna exit this one. And you're gonna go search,
Yeah, search.
CMA,
Yeah, there we go.
and then
Create new CMA.
create a CMA, 305 South Crescent Drive.
But with all the,
Doesn't
all
matter.
the.
It doesn't matter, it's fine.
It doesn't actually, because it gives me that.
Oh, yeah, it says don't save it with spaces. It
Right.
doesn't matter at all.
Okay.
And then it's like property type, single family,
Yeah,
press continue.
South.
yeah.
It's fine. Oh, please select another name. So we're gonna shorten to DR.
Thank you.
This part of the. that part of-
Okay, perfect.
This.
Okay, well, that's weird. That's 90210. That's weird. I don't know why. It could be north.
Okay.
Okay, so we're just gonna choose the public record first. Yeah, I chose public record and then we're continuing. Now find comparables. Find comparables. So the find comparables is gonna take us to the regular search screen where we can now do our search. Now, for comparables, we only care about sold. It's the only thing that matters. What has sold? And now the question is, how far can we go back in time that is comparable? So now is when I bring in my knowledge about talking to appraisers. So an appraiser can only go back 6 months. Okay. An appraiser can't use a comp older than 6 months. They can't go to a different zip code. They can't go within a certain distance of the property. They can't go to a different area. If it's in an HOA, they can't go to a different HOA or a non-HOA. So like I was bringing up an example before of Palmdale, Victorville, those kind of places where they have a lot of tract homes. If you're looking at a property in a certain tract and nothing has sold in that area, it's going to be really, really hard to find comps. An appraiser is not going to want to use a comp from a different HOA. So just sharing that with you. They also don't want to go more than 20% higher or lower on square footage. So if you're
How many?
20% deviation. So if you're looking at a 2,000 square foot property, you're going to go plus or minus 400 square feet. 2,000 times 20% is 400. So you'll go either 1,600. Your search will be properties from 1,600 to 2,400 square feet. So again, we're trying to find comparables, comparable, and that's we're using what an appraiser is going to use. So I only care about solds because asking prices don't mean anything. Someone can put any price on a property. There were a lot of lawsuits about 10 years ago. There were some very successful agents up in the hills in Bel Air that were creating fake sales to drive up the comps on properties. It was for sure fraud. People went to jail. Yes.
What did they do?
they were creating fake sales for large numbers. So then they would sell another property that didn't, they were selling properties to unsuspecting buyers for high numbers because the comps were much higher.
Wow.
So they were partners in those properties that they were selling for those high numbers. It was the whole conspiracy. A lot of people went to jail.
Oh my God.
Comps are important.
Ryan says CA has been successfully updated.
Okay.
And I clicked find comparables and that's what came up.
Find comparables should take you to this screen.
Okay, it didn't take me to that screen. It just says CA has been successfully updated.
Okay. Find comparables. I don't know, it should exit you out of that screen. I don't know why it's not. That criteria is going to take you to the screen that we need to be. It'll pop up.
What's that criteria?
Yeah. There we go. It's taking it to where we need to be. So now we're going to check sold. Now, we are only going to go back 6 months. So if you see where I checked that sold, box, there's a little D next to it. That D stands for date. So I'm going to click that D and it's going to pull up a box. It's going to pull up a box. And I'm going to select the drop-down box and go back 6 months. Now, if I don't get any results, I might have to come back here and drop it down to 12 months. If I'm searching a condo, condos, you really only want comps in the same building.
Really?
Yeah,
The same building?
same building, same building. I might go back really, really far in time. I'm not worried at this point, if it's a condo, I'm really not concerned right this second about the appraiser. I'm more concerned about, can I find a value on this property? We'll worry about the appraisal down the road. I mean, like, tomorrow. Today, I need to get a number. So I might go really far back in time and just see what the entire process, what have been the sales in that building. You can't go outside the building. An appraiser will include something outside the building just for information on their appraisal. But hopefully they have in sales.
I clicked the D, so.
You're gonna click the D and it's gonna pull up a pop-up window for sold, where you're going to select 6 months back is what appraisers can use. So that's what I'm using. Okay, so then back to.
Okay.
So that just turned that particular item to 6 months. I might also.
To a date, or you just do it to
I just go back 6 months. You can put a date.
but it says two, and then you leave.
Oh, I leave it blank.
Leave it blank.
Yeah, I just do the 6
Go
months.
to, yeah.
Yeah.
Go-
You can definitely put dates in there. Now, I use this tool for farming also. So I'll show you that. But right now, we're just doing comps. We'll come back, but right now for comps, I'm looking at sold. Okay, and then I'm gonna press, well, I'm not gonna press anything yet because that's the only thing I've done is select the check mark on sold. If I press count now, it's gonna count the entire MLS. So it's gonna say more than 600 listings. I haven't narrowed down my criteria yet. The criteria that I like to use here is map search. So this is the gold in our CMAs. This is what's separating us from everyone else who's doing their CMAs. We're going to use the map search.
Oh, so
We-
you're not going,
I'm not, the thing that I search by map. Instead of entering addresses or areas, I use the map search. The reason I use the map search is because a lot of agents enter property information incorrectly. And I don't want to miss anything. You know, there are agents that are out of the area that are not familiar with certain things, and they won't enter the right area, right? But it'll map, the address was correct. You know, there's all different reasons why a property may not appear in a search result. But if I do a map search, I'm pretty much guaranteed that property is going to pop up. I've found properties that have just hit the market, and I've gotten my buyer in and written offers and gotten a deal because the other local agents didn't see it pop up for whatever reason, the way it was entered into the MLS. So, all right, map search. So now I'm going to find the property. So there's different tabs there. There's an area tab, address tab, MLS number, APN.
You can see your screen for maps.
Oh, not sharing. Hold on. I want to make sure.
how? I put the address and it says not found.
Right. So there is a glitch on the MLS that sometimes you'll enter an address here and you won't get any
So
results.
that's why you do the.
And that's why I got the APN.
Ah.
So 305 Crescent, I'm not putting any identifiers except for the zip, 90212, locate. I might just get a red spinning wheel and it's not going to give me any results.
You have to click address to bring up that
So-
box, right?
So this is the reason that we copied the APN down, because that is a glitch in the MLS. It's not working. So if we go to APN.
Yeah.
And we'll enter the APN number 4331 006 002. Okay, that's going to take me to the property. So all I care about right now is the area search. Now, I know Beverly Hills. If I didn't know Beverly Hills, that's fine. Because obviously we're going to be searching areas that we're not familiar with a lot. I mean, I know a little ins and outs of Beverly Hills, meaning if we look at the map here, there's a different price for properties that are between Beverly Hills High School and Beverly Drive. And then property prices are going to be a little lower from Beverly Drive to Doheny. And then they're going to be a little lower from Doheny to Robertson. It's just how Beverly Hills works. So the first thing I do when I'm on this map page is I go to the upper right-hand corner and I change to an aerial view. It's the first thing I do. I switch to an aerial view. The aerial view shows me a lot.
Wow.
When I'm looking at an aerial view, I know more about doing my comps. And if you just look at this with me real quick, I just want to show you. You see how that's really green right there? That's Cheviot Hills. Really green next to the golf courses. When you go north, it gets less green, so less value. When you go up, these are the Beverly Hills Flats. Look how green that is. So we call the Beverly Hills Flats between Santa Monica and Sunset. It's that area. That's what we call the flats, even though they're not flat. Santa Monica to Sunset, but you can see the difference in the topography. Look at that's really green. And then you come down here and it's not. So whenever I see green, I think it's more expensive. All right, now I know in Beverly Hills, the price is, if you look left from Beverly Drive, look west of Beverly Drive, you see how much more green and full those houses look over there? They're more expensive. All right, now from here, I am going to draw a polygon. See on my left side, I'm saying draw polygon. Draw a polygon. I'm gonna go And I'm gonna click a button there. I'm gonna click one down here to Olympic.
I'm sorry, where is the draw polygon?
So what I did was, I'm gonna clear that. I'm gonna press draw polygon on the
Where's that?
left column.
Oh,
Draw polygon.
yes.
And then I'm gonna start in one corner. I'm gonna go up to Wilshire and Beverly. I'm gonna go down to Olympic. I'm gonna cross Olympic to Doheny. And click. And I'm just drawing and coming back to where I started. So I could probably draw, I can draw a circle, I can draw a rectangle. I can do all those things.
So you wouldn't go from South Beverly just to like South Rexford? For this,
What do you mean?
like I'm trying to make it small. I mean, you went,
I'm going between Beverly and Doheny
yes,
and between Wilshire and Olympic.
yes.
The reason I'm doing that is because I don't cross major streets when I do comps. Beverly's a major street, Doheny's a major street. Olympic's a major street, Wilshire's a major street. I don't cross major streets when I do comps. I like to keep my area really tight. There's also some boxes in the lower left-hand corner. County, zip, school district, neighborhood. If you click that, it'll show you different areas. You know, you don't want to cross an area either. So zip codes. You know, there's some cool features down there. Usually the area is the one that I'll look at. Okay, but now that I have my area selected, I'm going to press enter.
So what did you do to get that map right there?
So what I did to get the map was I pressed map search.
I think I may have.
JJ, if you share the entire screen, you'll avoid having to like unshare and then share again specific windows. It's the first option in the top left corner when you go to share the entire screen.
How do you get the map search?
I don't see it.
Are you looking for sharing the entire screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you click on share, it's the first one that's highlighted, top left.
When I click on share.
Yeah, when you, so right now you're sharing a window, right? So go ahead and unshare it or stop sharing. Now click on share. And then share the entire screen. It's the first option, top left. So basically when you click on share screen, just click on the blue button without selecting a specific window. There you go. That shares the whole desktop. So now you don't have to flip back and forth.
That's golden. Thank you. All right, let's hope it works. All right, so from the search screen, I pressed map search. And that took me to, can you see my map search or not?
Yeah.
I can see about it.
Can you see it online or it didn't work?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
And I don't know how to bring it up on my computer.
Okay, so I went to aerial view. And then I selected that area and I pressed enter. Okay, that takes, now if I press count, I get 5 listings found. And there's a little code under here. Active 1. That's the one we're searching for. And so under contract 0, hold 0, pending 0, sold 4. So we have 4 solds. We have expired, canceled, and withdrawn. We're only searching for solds. So that's really the only thing. That would be the only result that would pop up. If I choose active and I add that little checkbox and press count, it says active 2 now. 1 is us. So there is 1 active listing in that whole area right now.
Yeah. Another person.
Said one is us.
Yeah, one of the active results is us, is our subject property. Draw polygon, yeah. So here I'm gonna change to an aerial view.
I don't know what you did.
I hovered over that and I switched to aerial,
Oh,
okay? And now I'm zooming in, whoops. It's drawing a polygon now. I'm gonna can't clear that. Zooming in. There's a little plus sign there, I'm zooming in. And I'm gonna go to draw polygon. And I'm going to. Enter. I don't expect you to get this like right away.
yeah.
We're gonna do this over and over and over again, okay?
I think I'm fine.
And then count. So you got 5 results, perfect. All right, so I'm gonna uncheck active for now and press count. Anytime you make a change here, you need to press count to come up with the results in the upper left. And then I'm gonna press that green CMA button. And
I have a question.
boom.
We're not doing like the count of the bedrooms, bathrooms.
So right now, I'm just focusing on
Okay,
the area. Right, because I need results. I want to make sure, if anything, anytime I enter criteria on that screen, I'm gonna get less results and less results and less results. Right now, I want to make sure I'm getting some results. And then I can go from here, I can start adding which ones I want to add. So the difference between this and a regular search is, look what's here in the red, it's our subject property. It adds our subject property. So because we selected public records, it doesn't have a listing price. It's showing 2-bedroom, 2-bath,
Yeah.
right? Now there's an E box there. Under the first tab, which says active, there's an E.
Mhm.
If you click that E, it allows you to edit anything you want to edit. So this is a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, right?
you know what, just put 4-bedroom, 3-bath.
4-bedroom, 3-bath. Now, something just to point out here, it has full bath, if you want to break it down, full baths, half baths, quarter baths, 3/4 baths. I'm just going to show you real quick. I'm just get out of this one update. Close this in. Okay. The way that the results appear to us, when it shows the baths, it also has in parentheses numbers. The first one is full bath. A full bath has a tub. That's what a full bathroom is. It has an actual bathtub. A 3/4 bath is a shower. A half bath is a toilet and sink. A 1/4 bath is disgusting. I have no idea what a 1/4 bath is. It's a toilet with no sink. I have no idea. I've never seen 1/4 bath. You might have some kind of funky.
Or it's just a sink.
What if it's just a sink inside a room and but it's inside a room?
Sometimes it's in the laundry room.
Says a
But
1/4
that's
bath is a
not-
small
that's not
room
really-
consisting of only a toilet.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
Or
go.
the other type that has only a shower.
A room consisting of a toilet. So, okay. Okay, you could have a room with a toilet, but then when you go outside the door, there's a sink outside, right?
It just has one of the fixtures.
Okay,
Just
one fixture. So I've never seen an agent select anything for 1/4.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I always joke like that's.
Also, I feel like most people just lump 3/4 bath with full bath. Like if there's a
Okay.
shower that says full.
Okay, so just, yes, so as a listing agent, I don't want to misrepresent a property.
Mhm.
So you will see a lot of properties, you'll see condos, right? It'll say 2-bedroom, 2-bath, even though they don't have 2 full tubs. Right? They'll put 2-bed, 2-bath, 2-bed, 2-bath. All I'm trying to do as a listing agent is You know, the seller is gonna say, advertise this and advertise that. They want to put a lot of fluff on their property. I just don't want to disappoint anyone that walks in. So
Yeah.
if someone is coming and they're expecting a 2-bedroom, 2 full bath property, I don't want them to come down and see it's a 2.5 bath. It was just a powder room. And you know, and then they were expecting a 2-bedroom, 2 bath, and then they get upset.
Yeah.
You know, some agents are just crazy. They'll come in and they'll start, you advertise this, and I took my client because of the way you advertise. I don't want to get into this.
So, okay, so if it's a 3/4, so
Yeah.
what would you would put it on the listing?
So so the way to fill that out is, it's gonna be 4-bedroom. If it's a 4-bathroom, it's like let's say you have 3, let's say you have 2 full baths, you have 1 3/4. Wait. 1 3/4, it's in the wrong order. You have 2 full baths, 1 half bath, and 1 3/4 bath. That's 4 bathrooms. 2 of them have tubs, 1 has a shower, and 1 is a toilet and a sink. That's a 4-bathroom property. Let me, you know, the way that's going to appear on your MLS result, I'll show you, is it's showing 4-bed, 4-bath, and now here's the breakdown. 2 full, 1 3/4, 1 half bath. That's the way that we see it. So now you know what that is. Now, the square footage you said is also 3,700 feet, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna go back and edit and go down to the square footage and change that to 3,700. Go back and press update. Close this and refresh. And now I have a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 3,700 foot house. That is my subject property. Now I need to go to my comps and see which are comparable. Everything here is 4-bedroom except for 353 South Palm, which is 2,000 feet. That is the only comp I'm not going to use. Everything else, even though we're so far away in square feet, right?
But it's within the 20%.
20% of 3,700 is what?
It's about 700.
So 3,700 times 2 is 74. 740 feet. Yeah. So yeah, those are good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select on the left side. I'm going to select all the comps that I'm actually using. So I'm selecting everything except 353 South Palm. And then down here, I'm pressing add selected comps.
Where is that?
It's at the bottom.
Yeah.
Add selected comps. Okay, the listings you selected will be added to the comparable properties. Okay.
And what if there are no comps within the last 6 months?
There are no comps. If there are no comps, I'm going to go back and change my criteria. I'm going to go back further than 6 months.
Okay.
I don't like to do that, right?
But you won't go different areas.
I'm really not going to go a different area because the appraisers.
Appraiser. Oh, no.
Unless they have to, like, there are times when there are just no comps and they have to do certain things. They have to get very creative. If I'm in a situation where there are no comps, I am going to spend a lot of time finding comparable properties somehow with some kind of reasoning. And I'm going to give those comps to the appraiser and say, I spent a lot of time on this and let me tell you why I chose these as the comps. So they can take that back to the lender.
Would you do that before, when he just comes to the property?
I have always met the appraiser at the property and done their work for them. I want to make sure the property doesn't fall out of escrow because it didn't appraise.
I have no comp. Can you go back further, like 3/4 of the year?
So it's a question of the appraiser that comes to the property, what they're willing to do. I don't know. I will have an appraiser come talk to us. It's really important. Okay, so now that we have comps that are not supposed to be here, we need to go to this drop down box here. So the first thing we did was add selected comps. The second thing we do after we add selected comps is you're gonna press this drop-down box and you're gonna go hide unselected. The first time I was shown how to do this, I was like, wow, that's really cool. You're going really fast. And then I was trying to figure it out myself. It took me so long to figure this out. But now that I've done it so many times, it's like boom, 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 boom. And you guys are gonna get really good at this because it's gonna be what you do all the time. So now I'm gonna go hide unselected. And then I'm gonna press go.
Not update CMA.
Go,
So.
go. And it just got rid of that one thing. Okay, now, you had said that you didn't have any saved CMAs?
No.
Okay. Right now, I'm going to, in the lower right-hand corner, Lyra's art. In the lower right-hand corner, it says update CMA. I am going to click that green button, update CMA. And it's gonna say 305 South Princeton Drive has been successfully updated. It has been saved now as a CMA in my results. They'll appear now. Not only that, I can go back to it and get these results that I'm seeing on the screen right now. If I didn't press that update CMA, I would have to start fresh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, now, there are some tricks down here of how you can sort these. So if I'm gonna send this to a client,
I'll keep you posted.
if you're adding,
No, I got it.
if you're adding properties that are active or backup or pending, you know, I would select status first. We always want to search, we always want the results to have status first. And then you might want to you might want to have the results sorted by sales price. When I email this to a property, I mean, when I email this to a client, in my email, I'm telling them that the LP is the list price and the SP is the sold price under the SP column. I want them to focus on the SP column, not the LP column. If you see this, the first property at 265 Maple was asking 3695, it's sold for
They
3645.
got exactly what they asked for.
Yeah, within 50,000,
They're good. So
Right.
that means that they did good.
within 50,000, yeah. And then 245 Oakhurst was asking 3495, sold for 3450. And then 256 Maple, 3645, sold for right on the money. We'll ask.
Mine is,
Now, when we send this to, now you can actually click on the MLS numbers and it'll pull up the full MLS for you.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So you can look at the property.
So now do you press print or?
Well, let me exit that. So what I'm gonna do from here is I'm gonna email this to my client.
How are you gonna email it?
So, okay, so the last thing that we didn't do yet, that same drop-down box where I went to reports go.
Yes.
No, I'm gonna go reports go. I wanna go reports. That was the last step. Did I lose everyone? I hope not.
you repeat that?
Yeah, the drop-down box, let me exit this. CMA. Okay, and then I did not select that one. And then I put add selected comps. And then I hide unselected was my second step, hide unselected. That gets rid of the one I'm not using. And then in the same drop-down box where I did the hide unselected, I'm doing reports. And then reports go is going to give me this with my name on top and everything. This is what I'm emailing to my client. So I'm going to print this. I'm going to bring a hard copy with me.
If you only print like this, it doesn't bring the pictures of the houses and all this.
This particular one does not. There's something here in the middle called report options.
Where's that?
Report options is at the bottom center, report options. I am going to print this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna press report options, and then I'm going to go to, I can go to feature sheet, select and reload. Feature sheet will give me this. Notice how it has your name on the top of every single property.
I'm sorry, how did you get to the thing again? I'm so
I went
sorry.
to report options.
Yes.
And I selected feature sheet.
Feature sheet.
I'll print that one. The next one I'm gonna do is market analysis report. So if I do market analysis report, select and reload, it's gonna give me this. This is great information. The market analysis report only uses the information that I had, right? Those properties that I had. Now, look what it's telling me on the market analysis report. The average price per square foot. People are gonna ask you all the time, how much is it per square foot? What's the average price per square foot? The average price per square foot is that one right there, 1, 2, 5, 6, the 9th one down. Average price per square foot. The average price per square foot of properties that have sold were listed at $1,159 per square foot, and they sold for $1,148.91 per square foot. So they sold about $10 or $11, $10 less per square foot. They're pretty accurate. The people that listed the properties are pretty accurate on their pricing. $10 per square foot difference. So this is the average price of a property in that area right now. They're selling for $1,150 a square foot.
You send it on email.
Okay, so. Okay, the average lot size is 6,070. Our lot size was 6,700. Remember that? I said we have an oversized lot. That's money right there. We have an oversized lot.
Where do you see that?
I'm looking at the average lot size here. It says 6,070. Most lots are 6,000 in Beverly Hills. So that was a larger lot.
Oh.
So. Yeah.
Okay, so a question, you're not gonna list it differently because it has 6,700 square feet.
I'm in my marketing, it's gonna say oversized lot.
Okay.
People love that. Buyers love that.
Okay.
Okay, so you asked me how to email this now. So I'm gonna go back to column report, select and reload. You also had asked me about pictures. If I go to report options, I have hide thumbnails on column report. You can have show thumbnails on column report. Select and reload. Boom, there are the pictures. So I went to report options and I changed the show thumbnails to hide thumbnails. The thumbnails are that little picture. So that's how you can add it if you want to. Thumbnails. Okay, now from here, this is what I'm sending to my client. I'm going to go down and press email, that lower right hand corner. Email, and now I can send this to my clients. What I usually do now is talk about the properties in my email. So if I press this blue preview listings button, it'll pop up the properties, and at least I usually have two different screens I'm working on, but I can type a letter to my client here talking about that. So anyways, this is where you do it. This is where you press send. You can only select one at a time.
I mean, in theory, you could download all three yourself and write your own email.
Yes. Yes. So you can play with this stuff. I mean, this is just about how do we do a comp. So, okay, let's. That was pretty easy to comp, actually.
JJ, I'm so sorry again. So those with the thumbnails, how did you get to that? You did feature sheet?
Okay, So once I add selected columns. Then I went to hide unselected. And I went to reports.
This.
Go. That took me here. Now, these are the sale prices. I can tell you, okay, now I'm looking at 305 Crescent. We need to come up with a price. 305 Crescent is 3,700 feet. These properties down here are 3,100 feet. We said that the average price per square foot is $1,148.91. $1,150. So I'm gonna go 1,150 times 3,700. What's 1,150 times
It's like
37? Anyone can get that number? Hey Siri. What's 1,150 times 3,700? 4,255,000.
So the listing agent wants to put it for 3.7.
The listing agent wants to put it for 3.7. Okay. So
That's why I was wondering, how did he get to that price?
So that's the question for the listing agent. How'd you get to the price? The listing agent is looking at these comps. These are the comps. So
Maybe because it's not permitted.
not permitted. Yeah, it could be.
So I wonder, well, how did he decide from 4,200?
He's making it up. So the asking price is a strategy. There is no, this is the price. It's not like this is the price. There's nothing like that. It's what price, taking everything into consideration, extra square footage, larger lot, no permit. What price do we need to come on the market to create excitement and get offers? That's the conversation. It's an art. It's like, it's not in a science, it's an art. It's like, we need to look at everything. So when I bring this information to a seller for a listing, I will want the seller to hire me for me, not the price, right? I want them to hire me for the work I'm gonna do to advertise and market their property, the negotiations I'm gonna do, everything I'm gonna handle for them. And then together, I'm gonna give you all the information, and together we'll look at it and then decide on our strategy for our asking price. So asking 3.7 when you know it's a larger property and larger lot without permit, that's probably the right number. If it had permits, I would not be afraid to list it at 3,950.
Oh, you wouldn't put for 4.2.
I don't know if so now the question is, do I want to put a 4 in front? I don't know. Now I might expand my search area and say what's for sale for 4.2. Okay, so that's a different search. So if I want to do that, I'm going to go back to my criteria. I'm going to go back to my map search. Right? I'm probably going to stick with that map search. Probably going to stick with it. I might want to go back now farther back. We only went 6 months before. So now I'm going to go back 12 months and hit count again. So, yeah.
So usually the area is by the same zip code that you're comparing, so you compare other zip code.
You can't use the properly different zip code.
Okay,
According to an appraiser. An appraiser can't use the different zip code. Okay, now I got more results because I went 12 months back now. So let me see if there was anything that sold with a 4 in front of it or for 4 million. So out of everything that sold, there was only one property that sold for 4,660. And it was 3,800 feet on a 6,000 foot lot, 5 bedroom, 5 bath. Ooh, they had a quarter bath. What the heck? There's no pictures. See, there's only one picture. That's the first quarter bath I've ever seen. What is that? So now if I want to go to the property description on that, I click the MLS number and that'll take me to the full listing. And right here, I'm looking at an agent detail. So just so you guys get familiar with this, It says here in the upper right-hand corner, agent detail short. The agent detail is gonna tell me what the commission is. That's the first thing I look at. How much money am I making? 2.5%.
But that's nice.
And then it tells me who the agent is,
Oh, Mark Noah.
Mark Noah. Mark Noah's mom, Cheryl Noah, has been with Granite Escrow. She's been an escrow officer forever and ever and ever.
Wow,
So that's how Mark got into the business.
good for him. You
Yeah,
have connections.
yeah.
And he's a very nice guy.
So this property was not listed publicly. It said sold before processing. Property is added for comp purposes.
Okay.
So this property never hit the MLS. 340 South Palm. And 340. So. This property, so there's no description, like I don't know how he got the quarterback.
Okay, so
But
here you can
next time
call
you
the
see Mark
agent.
Noah, next time you see
Call
him,
him and ask him,
yeah.
I'm trying to comp and this,
Sure.
that, most agents will talk to you, no?
Well, depends if they're in a good mood or not. Right,
He has a nice listing now in Beverly Woods.
whenever you call an agent about their property, make sure that you read their description. And their showing comments. Nothing will get an agent more upset than you calling them. And the question that you're asking has already been answered in their description. So my suggestion is read it first.
Yeah.
Because let's say it says 24-hour notice for showings. And then my client wants to see it today. I don't want to call the agent and say, can I show it today? They're gonna say, didn't you read the MLS? It says 24-hour notice. I'd rather call the agent and say, I see your listing says 24-hour notice. Is it possible to see it today? A lot. All right, so looking at these other comps, nothing has sold. There's one sale for 3,870. That was for a 4-bedroom, 6-bath, less square footage. I think 3.7 is probably a right number to start to ask. I think that's.
Did you extend it further back? Sorry.
I went 12 months back.
Okay, yeah.
I just want now. I'm just exiting out of here, going home, exiting out just to the home screen. I just want to show you, if I want to pull that up again, I can go search CMA. Now I have a lot that I've been working on, but I can sort this by edited on. You see that top one that says edit, it'll edited on. I can sort by what I've worked on most recently. So 305 South Crescent Drive. If I go there I can press that button, view CMA, the last button, and it'll take me back here. Because I pressed that update CMA down there before I left. If you don't press that update CMA, you'll lose all your work.
Where is it at again?
The lower right-hand corner, update CMA. All right.
Wow, you're gold. Thank you
yes.
so.
I know I went slower today.
No, you're amazing.
We can thank James for that.
Are you able to delete?
I went a little slower because it was really important that you guys had your headers done. That like you're sending stuff with your name on it. And just showing you the process. Go to public records, know the property that's your subject, search CMA, you choose your subject property, do a map search, do an aerial view, look at the map, do the map search, and then go back 6 months. For condos, only use the condo. Now, I even do a map search only for condos, even if I'm only using that one building. Because agents can they can enter information wrong. Also, some buildings have 2 addresses. There are buildings that have doors on 2 sides of the street, they have different addresses, and I want to make sure I'm comping the whole building. There are some large buildings that have multiple addresses. So I do draw around the building. I use the map search instead of entering an address or a city or an area. It's a great way to search.
You have all those steps down in your.
I don't.
So that was plan okay, and then I kind of got lost.
Okay.
I
So
can send you what I wrote. I don't know if you'll understand it as much because it's my lingo kind of, but.
Wow, that was amazing.
all right, I hope that helped everyone. We're gonna do this again and again and again.
That's beautiful.
But
Emma.
that was
Sure.
for today. For today.
Are you able to
Thank you,
delete?
JJ.
Thank you, JJ.
Okay, guys.
Like, I want to delete some of these in
Yeah,
here.
okay, thank you, thank you. You want to delete some comps, so go to search.
Like delete, yeah, some of
Search
these.
CMA.
You wanna so many books.
So
What?
all you have to do is click one of those empty click one of those boxes on the left.
Yeah.
Did you say me?
So here,
There was somebody else.
I don't know what this is,
Kinda looks like you.
Larrabee, 960 Larrabee. I can click that box
Nickname.
and then there's a drop down box, delete CMA. Press delete CMA,
Where, oh, there.
there in that lower area, delete CMA and press
That's
go. If I press go, it will delete that selectable.
All right, thanks.
Can you show me again how to email it?
Yeah.
I forgot my glasses, I can't. see.
Yeah, so search CMA.
Good.
And I'm going back to my CMA. So I'm selecting the one that we were just working on by sorting by edited one. There it is, 305 Crescent, going back to my UCMA. So I have to go here and go to reports
Okay.
and then go. Which takes me to the screen where I can print an email.
Okay. Thank you.
That took me a long time to find that. I remember the first time I was doing it, how long it took
Yeah.
to find that, but yeah.
Okay, thanks, JJ.
Yeah, we're gonna do it again.
Please.
Yeah, we're gonna do this a lot. I will probably do comping every Monday. We'll randomly pick an address and comp it every Monday, because this is something that you do every day in your business.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, guys.
Have a good one.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, JJ. You wanna go to the beach party, JJ?
All right.